Right, here at Elimar, the season's finished now, and we're into full swing with pigeons on the auction site, which are going very well, but we get calls very often about pigeons, are they for sale, what's for sale, and all the rest of it. And when you're trying to talk to people over the phone, you're trying to tell them what there is, what they probably are the best pigeons. You could be wrong for the simple fact it just depends how that person can race them. We can't all race the same pigeons, and you can go and buy pigeons, you can buy any number of pigeons, but it doesn't necessarily say that they're going to be suitable to your needs. So I've always said you go near as the tree as possible, and sooner or later you're going to get good quality pigeons out that are going to win and breed winners. There are plenty of pigeons about now, more than ever, that are bred for stock. So they are available at a working man's price. There are pigeons that go on expensive, but there's not really any need to pay that kind of money. It depends on what you want to buy, what you can afford in actual fact. But, and I do say but, the pigeons you buy, take no notice of what you pay for them. You can get a pigeon at £20 as good as you'll get one for 5,000, 10,000 or whatever. Pigeons are like anything else. It's the fashion of the day. It's what people conceive as being good winning pigeons. But it's only done through publicity, and that is why they get into that position. But it doesn't say they are the best pigeons. You have different types of pigeons that suit different people, and everybody will have their own view of what a pigeon should or shouldn't be. Like, so a pigeon, this is a pigeon bred by Tavernier in Belgium. She's a good, well cast hen. She's flown the young bird programme, which I don't normally fly. She does have a good wing on her. Got a good body, and she's got a good line to her. She's a nice hen, but what you've got to look for is what you aim to race at, whether it's sprint, middle distance, long distance, and helping that is the wing. The length of the back wing will tell you how far that pigeon is likely to fly. It doesn't work in 100% of the cases, nothing ever does, but more often than not you'll find that a good distance pigeon has got a good length from there to there, covering the secondaries. And in this case, this pigeon, she's bred for 500 miles with ease, probably do nearer to 600. When you're looking for one, some people don't like a pigeon that's tail comes off, but we do know for a fact there are winners. I was pushing that up then, but this one doesn't. This is straight. There are pigeons whose tail goes down when they're in your hand. The actual tail, they're wrapping it around your hand, securing themselves. Some pigeons don't like being held anyway. In this case, she's quiet, she doesn't mind. But when a pigeon comes to your hand, you've got to get that pigeon to relax to get the benefit of feeling how good it is. And believe it or not, I've seen a lot of pigeon men that can't handle a pigeon. And by the way, with the wing, don't pull the wing out like that and think that you're going to see how it is, or like that. Get your hand in line with the body, like that. That's how the pigeon flies. That's how you need it to tell how far the pigeon is going to fly. As I say, it's always a matter of choice, but going back to this tail business, when you hold the pigeon, its tail goes down, it's round your finger, and the pigeons do have a real good strong back on them. but a lot of people just prefer them to sit straight in your hand. To me, I like them like that, but I also like the tail to go down, have some strength in the back. I'll just go and get another one and show you another one. This cock, his tail does go down, but it's going down on its own accord, but it's a very big pigeon to normal to what we have. He's off a Van der Sand and crossed to Verigoli. Bigger than normal, but he will fly. He will fly and fly all day. The size of him is deep, very broad, but he has got a big wing on him to carry him. Just got 2 to go, and it's now early October. Van der Sand and cross to Verigoli. As I say, he's big, he's a big pigeon, and he's got a good back on him. His tail does go down, but he has raced. He's been up to 146 miles this year as a young bird. He's only a young bird. Him and his nestmate, and pigeons the same way bred, have won in the Europa Classic in the final race, and they've been big pigeons like this. So the size of the pigeon doesn't necessarily matter, but he's got a lot of power in his shoulders. So it's something else to look at when you're looking at a pigeon. Power. Again, the pigeon's got to be eased in your hand. It's not got to be uncomfortable, or else they struggle. Some pigeons just don't like being handled. And I don't handle these pigeons very often. We're on the ETS, so they don't get handled from a race, and this year they've trapped better than they've ever trapped young birds out. And they've come back and finished as if they mean it. Whereas other years, they've come back, I'm not going in there, I'm not going to be picked up and caught and rubber taken off me. So they'll sit out a bit or hang about, and sometimes until another pigeon comes before they'll come in. And that's when good pigeons are ruined as young birds. But with the ETS now, that's no problem. They're not caught, they go in themselves, and the only time they are actually caught is when they're sent to training, to races, when they're around the club. Because what I do with them, put the basket on the floor, boards around and usher them into a basket. So they're not even caught to go in the basket for racing, just down the clump. Occasionally when people come, I do show them pigeons and they do handling them. But I'm always careful not to keep showing the same pigeon, handling the same pigeon. Try to vary from one to another. And it doesn't do them any harm if anybody's coming and handling your pigeons, as long as they can handle a pigeon and handle it properly and well. Here's a big pigeon. I'll go find another one. This, bred by Verigoli. This is a favourite of everybody that's seen him. I don't think he's going to do the kind of distance that I'm looking for in a pigeon. He's got a very short back wing, but he's got a good back on him. real good strong back, and it's probably the most solid pigeon I've got. Difference in the wing to the others. This again, as I say, bred by Tavernier in Belgium, and we brought this over as a young bird to race, and this again has been to 146 miles down to Wincanton. A bit of an individual. Nice. We'll go and have a look in the loft now, and I'll just show you a few pigeons in the loft. See, it's solid, good muscle. If Reese will bring the camera, we'll show you a bit inside. The loft is just an ordinary traditional loft, up and over boxes. These are the old birds for next year, the cocks. Well, they're all here, young and old. They're just up and over boxes. If any are sent to a race, they can be locked off. There's mostly young birds this time. There's not many old birds. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's about all. 5 old cocks and 11 young cocks. But what I did was I moved the old cocks out into this other end section, and let the young cocks play in the boxes, and that's how they worked. They were claiming the boxes. Then once they were settled, I let the old cocks back in. As you can see, they start fighting now over a box. With the exception of 4. They were bred by Rick Geary and Son. They let us have some pigeons to try this time. Shed cock there, checker below, and there's a dark one down there. Sorry, there's 3, not 4. We're bred by Rick Geary and Son. Nice pigeons they are, they've been down. There's the blue Dorking cock. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double grandchildren. The first national one is in here, and then there's the direct Tavernier goalie, so we'll be alright for racing. Have a good sample for racing next year. What I do, if you can just go around here, is these pigeons are all going on the website. The sale pigeons, they're in here temporarily. But if you can see how I split the boxes off into 2, use them as perches, and this is where the hens will go. But the hens will be locked in the individual boxes. They won't be allowed out together. And the fronts will be turned over, set back, so they can't see one another, and then we'll race roundabout. And what I do is, let me come out. What I do is, I let the hens out of there, move the cocks down, and then the hens come back in through the ETS through here. They're all fed and watered always in this middle section, but the hens also have water in the boxes, but they're not fed in there at all, unless it's bad weather and they can't go out. So they're continually rotating round. So when the hens are feeding, clean that section out, clean all the boxes out, feed and water them, let them have 5 minutes, move them back, and I clean the section out while the cocks are flying. Now the trap, so that every year they're all doing the same, is set so into that section that way, and then the young birds also come through here, so they're blocked off there, blocked off there, so they go through 2 sets. That then moves over so that section is blocked off, and the young birds are out, and then they go back into their section. So all the life they only trap in that one. And then this is a young bird section where now the hens are here next year. There's actually 3 hens too many, so 3 have got to go, but how I'm going to do that I don't know. I'm going to wait till they finish molting. Ray Lunt did set this up. We've got a darkness system, and there's panels that slide and block it all off. There's panels that fit the front and everything, but I used it 1 year, and as yearlings they all went down when they were across the channel, so I've never used it since. And I don't have trouble with young bird sickness, because I think pigeons are too stressed out. I only have start off with maybe 36 young birds in here, but there is 50 odd perches. But I found that they get down to approximately 32, 34, and then I don't lose any more. So what I'm going to start and do, I'm just going to have around 35 youngs in here from now on, and that'll be it. The only problem we've got, room here, just haven't got the room to have what I would like to have. The young birds is actually trapped, that's ATS behind here. The young birds did trap through there originally, but then I thought, no, I'll get them through one trap and they can all be together and do the same thing. So that is now what they do. The only problem we've got here, if you come round, Reese, oh, come on that side, sorry mate. The only trouble we've got here, south, is there, that's where the pigeons should come. But they don't. It's rarely they come there. They come here, between here, on that line. The problem is, they go down the M6 most of the way and then cut across country into this part of the world, and the members are all round that side and behind us, so you sort of miss out on the club. You've got to be well ahead to get in the prizes, because when you think about it, they've lost a couple of minutes. By the time they've gone round and come back, they've lost a couple of minutes going over, a couple of minutes coming back, because when they go over it's generally because they're coming back into an headwind. But Craig has very often said he's seen our pigeons coming over their house and they're 1200 yards that way, and they don't really fly just over 100 yards on them when they should come here. But to get them coming here, we have done it, but they've been trained twice a day to do it, and they have actually come on a good line here, straight over here, so that's good. But otherwise this is where they come, and 9 times out of 10 they actually come back over the house, which is why I stand by the summer house and watch them come back, and that's generally where they do come from. But we're not racing in the club, it's never really bothered me. But again, when we were 3rd open in the National from Saint Nazaire, the pigeon came straight down here, straight onto the loft, when it should have come there, and she was still 3rd open, so she did a job. Anyway, pigeon racing, I enjoy it, it's a great hobby, and